Hey gang, it's Clay here. I'm at Mountain Music Exchange, and today we're going to talk about Partscasters. Okay, so what do I mean by Partscasters? I mean it's like a Strat or Tele that is either an amalgamation of like two different types of, say, like Strats. Like, say, I'll give you an example. Like, one is like a Mexican or standard body with some high-end neck, or vice versa. Or sometimes it can be one that's built from scratch, like you buy parts from, say, like Mighty Might or Warmoth or something like that, and pickups from some other company, a body from other, and just assemble the thing all together. Anytime it's not a completely original piece from, say, Fender, we'll call it a Partscaster, okay? So for the sake of conversation here, what we're going to do is just chat about some for a little bit, and kind of give you an idea of how far and wide you can go with them and how creative you can get. I think they're really cool. We've got some down here at the store. I'm not going to try and necessarily hawk these to you right now. I just want to chat about them. But just to give you an idea, the prices go from kind of like $349 up to like $1,000. They're just kind of, so the quality of your parts really goes a long way as far as the value of the Partscaster. But another thing cool is you can be really creative with not a ton of budget and get a really cool guitar. So we're going to start out with this Partscaster here, and I'll be the first to tell you I don't always know exactly every part that's in these, so please, please, please forgive me. This guitar here is a really cool piece. It's got black Grover tuners. It's got some different knobs on it, which are very cool. Hum single single, Perloid pickguard. The neck feels really interesting on this. It's got the Fender logo, but you can tell just by looking at it right off that it's like a water slide decal or something cool like that. So it's not a legit Fender guitar. It may have been a Squier at one point possibly, or maybe even was a Fender neck because it does have the skunk stripe. Maybe even was a Fender neck at some point and just had everything sanded down. I'm not sure. So yeah, really cool guitar though. It plays good, it sounds good, everything works good on it. Hum single single setup here is, you know, pretty typical for a Strat, but not always the most typical, not like what your brain first thinks of a Strat, you know. So yeah, extra cool guitar. Of course, even the plate is like a custom sort of neck plate. So the cool thing about them, like I said before, is the sky's the limit with Partscasters, right? So this one's a cool one. This is a Telecaster type Partscaster, or T-style, I suppose. I'm not sure what's the appropriate thing to say when we're in this kind of territory here. Super cool red, really kind of thick, and I like it. Perloid pickguard here, I think that's cool. And there's also a Seymour Duncan. I would love to be able to tell you that I know this for a fact. I don't know if this is a little 59 or if this is like a JB Junior or something like that. But it is cool. These sound great. I've had the 59s in guitars before, and I've had the JB Juniors in guitars before, and I love the sound of both of them. Of course, everything else here is, you know, kind of standard Telecaster. Looks like a standard style Telecaster bridge. The neck is really interesting on this one though. It looks like this is a bird's eye maple neck, and it has a ton of bird's eye in it. It looks really, really cool. Check that out. Very cool. It also looks like this has like perloid or like abalone inlays. I don't know if you saw that earlier. So yeah, extra cool. So yeah, anyway, like a Partscaster can be like, again, a Strat or Tele style, or I guess S or T style if you're trying to avoid certain connotations, I guess. Again, I wish I could tell you the pickups that were in each one of these, because they do have different pickups. I can tell that these pickups aren't like standard Strat pickups, for example. This one has a slight sort of relic to it in that it looks checked in a lot of places. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it, but I'll bring it toward you a little bit just to have a look. You can see it's kind of checked. I don't know if this is checked to like poly or if there's some genuine nitro going on here. Cool pick guard. They've changed out the knob setup on this one. Looks like you've only got one volume, one tone. I'm gonna guess that the player that did this mod probably hated strumming down and always knocking this knob around. So they got rid of the knob here, the volume knob here, and just had a volume and tone. That would be my best guess anyway. So this one's got a real Fender bridge, it looks like, which is cool. Rosewood fretboard. This one's got locking tuners, which is cool. And it looks like this is an actual honest to goodness Fender neck. It's actually a US neck. There's a US 17 serial number here, so it looks like it's off of an American Pro or something. And the logo is legit. Locking tuners are cool. So yeah, these are all really fun guitars. This one actually has the best feeling neck, I think, of all of them. This one is a Partscaster with, it looks like a Blackie Eric Clapton neck. Yeah, well, I guess that's a giveaway, huh? Blackie Eric Clapton. Really cool. It feels really worn, but in a good way. It doesn't feel like it's abused. It just feels really, really played. And it's really, really comfortable to hold in your hand and play. Let's see, that's an SZ2. So yeah, that's like an 02 serial number, which is cool. Very resonant guitar. I wish, again, I could tell you what pickups are in these. I'm not always here when these things get traded in, so it's a little difficult for me to remember sometimes. Vintage style tuners, which is cool. And it looks like the bridge is pretty legit. It's very tight, but it still does tremolo just a little bit. Other than that, it's kind of a typical standard Strat type layout. There's no like TBX mod here, you know, or anything like that. So they didn't go full Clapton with this. They just wanted that Clapton neck, which is great because sometimes you can find the necks online for a really good price. And then, so you've got, say, like a standard Strat or something like that, right? You can take like a Blackie neck and throw on that for way less, and it's going to be super comfortable. That being said, you don't get all the features of like the Blackie or any other of the Eric Clapton guitars. You just kind of get the neck feel. And if that's what you're looking for, that's fine. But yeah, super cool. So with that being said, guys, show us your Partscasters. Send us a picture in the comments below. Send us a link, whatever you can. Show us your Partscasters. I know there's a ton out there. If we've got 4 in here, I know there's way more than that out there, right? So let us know in the comments below what you think about Partscasters. If you've got a cool one, show us your Partscaster. And don't forget to always check us out here on YouTube, here on Facebook, at Mountain Music Exchange, on Instagram at Mountain Music Exchange, and always, of course, mountainmusicexchange.com, where you can always check out our latest gear. Guys, thank you all a ton. You rock. I'm Clay. Rock and roll.